Kirk Duckwell here with Mastermind the Market, your real estate stats update for the Twin Cities area. Well, after 17 weeks of being at a 10, our market meter is starting to move fast. We're going to dive into that a little bit more in a minute. But I wanted to mention, I was having a conversation with a few agents, and this kind of plays into the market meter. We're seeing actually now properties in that 300 range that are not selling for over list price. I actually negotiated one earlier this week where we got it for under list price, and we're seeing more and more of that. And in this discussion, other agents were expressing the same thing, that in the price point, even the mid-level price points, things are starting to slow down. So what's causing this? Well, let's dive into the data and take a look. Showings per week per listing, median sale price range 250 to 500K, drops off 6.46 down to 6.02. This is tracking down by 25% over the same time last year when it was at an 8.03. And yeah, a lot of buyers are coming out of the market. They've been finding homes. Not a big surprise. We see this in the spring market, but definitely it's at a faster pace than last year. So we were at a 4,700 for showings for the areas used, down to 4,154. And this is behind last year where it was at a 5,911. So what's causing this extra reduction in buyer activity? We can see, buyers coming out of the market last year as well, 6,900 showings, 65, 59 here. But there's an extra driving factor. Well, it's that interest rates, right? They're playing into our market, definitely pulling some buyers out, slowing things up. So interest rates did drop back a little bit week over week. So this is coming from Freddie Mac, primary mortgage market survey, where it was at a 5.30 down to a 5.25. From our resident mortgage geek, Chad Prevey, we're seeing 30-year interest rates, and that's with a 740 credit score at 5.25, a 15-year mortgage at 4.75, and a 7-1 ARM at 4.37, and a 10-1 ARM at 4.49. So rates are coming back a little bit from where we saw a few weeks ago. We were seeing interest rates hitting somewhere closer to 5.5 at one point. But yeah, definitely coming back down. But overall, still up a lot in comparison to a few months back. So that's slowing the market down. So I say the market meter is moving fast. Well, how fast is it moving? Well, last week's video, I said we were waffling on a 10. By Monday, that went from a 10 to a 9.95, and today it is down to a 9.86. So by next week, we might be down in the mid 9 range. We'll see exactly where that lands, but this is moving quite a bit faster than it was last year. So even though this is incremental movements, it is quicker than it was last year at the same time. So we went 17 weeks running where we were at a 10 this year. Last year, it went 21 weeks running. So for buyers, as mentioned in last week's video, it's time to get yourself back into the marketplace. Things are a lot less competitive out there, and you can get your inspections typically accepted, and you don't have to necessarily see the crazy overbidding. Are we still seeing people offering over list price on properties? Yes, that's going to happen when somebody, has a well put together listing with a well taken care of home and a well priced property coming out of the gate. Yeah, you're still going to see multiple offers. That's not normal for this time of year. But you're seeing a lot more properties where maybe they are pricing it based off of what homes were selling for in March and April, and now they're just not getting that same activity level. So you're seeing a lot more properties that are becoming less competitive or more negotiable. So one thing that how do we know all of this is happening? Well, there's a direct reflection between the market meter and what we're seeing with days on market. So I pulled some interesting stats. If we look at properties that were going pending 15 to 21 days ago, the average days on market. Now, this is for Dakota County, is what I looked at, but it was 11.6. Properties 8 to 14 days, it was 12.8. And then the last 1 to 7 days, 13.8. So we're seeing those days on market average picking up quickly as this market meter is starting to shift downwards. So hopefully you found this information valuable. For buyers, as mentioned, get out there, get your feet back in the water. For sellers, it still is in a strong seller's market range. You should be selling quickly. Keep in mind, you go back 4 or 5 years, the average days on market was, in the 20, 30 range. So the last couple of years is really not the normal. So, if you end up, having 20 showings and being on the market a week, that's actually not bad. So, again, to speed up your sale, pricing appropriately is key. Doing the coming soon if you can, and obviously professional photography, having it look good, is going to help you achieve that quicker sale, that higher sale price. So take advantage of this time while it's still there, because I do think when we cross that 4th of July range, it is going to be drastically slower than we were at the same time last year. Hopefully you found this valuable. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.